Hey everyone, welcome back. So it's June the 30th and 5 Chelsea players' contracts are expiring today. So I thought I'd just quickly go over the 5 players and give you a bit of detail on them. And then I've done a list of the 16 players' contracts that are expiring next summer, so you at least know what's coming next summer. If these players don't sign new deals, which ones could be leaving on a free next summer. I'll give you a few details on the contracts and what I think will happen. Anyway, intro out the way, let's just jump into it. Alright, so firstly I just want to go over some of the players that are leaving this summer and are expiring today. Alright, so firstly it's Lucas Bergstrom, who signed as a 16-year-old in 2018. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name because I'll probably get it wrong. Then he went on loan to Peterborough in the 22-23 season. He had a good half of the season, got 28 appearances, 9 clean sheets. Then he was recalled in January. He then spent a year at Chelsea not really playing a few under-21 games. He then went out on loan again to a Swedish side. He started the first few games, then got benched, so we recalled him in June. He spent all last season training and being around the first team, and then he was in the Conference League squad with Bettinelli not picked. He made the bench for the first time in 2021 against Juventus in the Champions League under Tuchel. He's been named on the bench 37 times but never actually made an appearance for us. He turns 23 years old in a few months. I'm thinking maybe the work permit issue is probably a factor. He's not played enough minutes, so the work permit's probably not been granted for him. And for his career, it's probably best he goes and starts playing some football, because the last few seasons he hasn't. I wish him all the best. Good luck. And then next we've got Eddie Beach, who was signed from Southampton in 2022 as an 18-year-old. Worked his way up the national side into the under-21s. He was loaned out to Chelmsford in January 2023, where he made 21 appearances. He got named on the bench in 2023-24 season a few times, before being loaned out to Gateshead in January 2024 for the rest of the season. And last season he was loaned out to Crawley Town. He didn't really play, and then he was recalled in January. And then next we've got Luke Campbell, signed as an under-9. He missed most of the 22-23 season as an under-18, but he was impressed when he played. The following season, in the 23-24 season, he was the main goalkeeper for the under-18s, and they won the Southern League. And then this season he went on loan to Hendon. He played 32 games and got 9 clean sheets, and then they recalled him in January. I think the option to recall him was to let him go out and get sold, but the deal fell through, so he's now leaving on a free, and now he can pick where he wants to go. And then lastly we've got Donnell McNeilly, where Chelsea have actually offered him a new deal, but he's not signed it. I'm pretty certain he won't sign it, and he'll go and leave and go and get first team football somewhere, which is probably best for him because I don't think he'll get it here. He was signed as an under 12-year-old. He was the top goal scorer for the under 16s, and then as a first year scholar in the under 18s he was the top goal scorer. And then for the second season he was top goal scorer for the under 18s, but he worked his way into the under 21s and got a few goals for them. And then again this season for the under 21s he was top goal scorer. So that's 4 seasons in a row he's been top goal scorer for the age group he was playing in. I think he's a very good striker that's proven to be able to score goals, and I think he'll do really well in men's football. I'm very intrigued to see where he goes next and how he gets on, and I will be tracking him. So good luck, Donnell. And then lastly in this section we've got Kepa. His contract isn't expiring this summer, it's next summer, but we know he's definitely going to leave, so I just wanted to quickly mention a few things about him. Longest serving player that's been signed for us. He got signed in 2018 from Atletico Bilbao. It was the record signing for a few weeks as a goalkeeper, and then Alisson went to Liverpool and he broke the record. He made 163 appearances, so he's 129th on the all-time appearance list. And he kept 58 clean sheets, so he's joint 9th with Courtois. But he played 9 more games to get to 58 clean sheets, so Courtois did it in a better ratio. So Kepa in his time won the Champions League, Europa League, Super Cup and Club World Cup with us. I know he wasn't really a main goalkeeper for us in the Champions League, but he was there for the Europa League wins, and he very helpful in getting us there, because he saved a few penalties in the penalty shootout, I remember. So I wish him all the best, but I don't, because he's going to Arsenal. I'm kind of happy he's not our problem anymore, because I think he was a bit of a liability. Getting to the corners wasn't the greatest, but yeah, good luck, whatever. So there are the 5 players that contracts that are expiring today. I forgot to mention Marcel Washington. He's been at Arsenal for the last few months, so I'm pretty certain he'll be going there anyway. So now let's focus on the players that contracts are expiring in 12 months' time. And we've got Brodi, Hughes, Richard Olise, Zak Sturge, Harrison McMahon and Ato Ampah. I've put all these 5 together because the contracts were set to expire this summer, but the club activated the clause to get them all extended for an extra year. I think for Brodi Hughes there's a few options that could happen in the next 12 months. He could sign a new deal and stay around the under-21s. He could go out on loan, or he could be sold this summer if he's not going to sign a new deal. That's the same case with Richard Olise. I think for Zak Sturge he'd be sold. He just turned 21 this month, and he went out on loan to Millwall for the back end of last season, and which he started to play the last few games, so I'm sure he'll want to start playing. So I think he'll be leaving because of the left back position. I don't think he's going to get a chance here. Next we've got Harrison McMahon. It's kind of the same as Brodi, Hughes and Richard Olise. I think he could easily stay, get signed a new deal or go out on loan, or if he doesn't want to sign a new deal, we could potentially sell him. And then lastly we've got Ato Ampah, who had a few chances in the Conference League squad. He's still not signed a new deal, so it doesn't look likely that he is going to sign a new deal, but we will see in the next few months. If he signs a new deal, I could see him staying around the under-21s for another year, but if he doesn't sign a new deal, potentially we could just sell him and let him go and kick on. So next we've got Alfie Gilchrist, and he's got a +1 next to his name. That means he's got a clause for an extra year that the club can activate. I don't think the club will extend his contract for a few more years, but the club could extend his contract for an extra year, then send him out on loan and see if we can get bigger offers next summer. But I don't think that'll be likely. I think more likely he'll be sold for his career and Chelsea career. I don't think he'll get a chance here, so maybe it's best to just leave now than go out on loan and come back uncertain if you're going to stay. But if he does go out on loan, I think the option to buy or the obligation to buy will be putting his clause to be sent out on loan. Next we've got Murray-Campbell, who's had a chance in the first team as well. Ideally I'd love him to sign a new deal and go out on loan. He's only 19, he doesn't really need to go out on loan, but he could stay around the under-21s. But the fact that he's not signed a new deal yet, I'm a little bit worried that he won't sign a new deal, and maybe we do sell him just to get some money. Next we've got Rodda, who's in the under-18s. I think he could easily sign a new deal and stay in the under-18s. I'm not sure what will happen with him. We'll see in the next few months. Next we've got Kaiden Wilson, who did alright for the under-21s last season. He's got a clause for an extra year. He could easily stay around the under-21s and play, but if he doesn't want to sign a new deal, maybe the club look to sell him before the end of this window. And then lastly we've got Rak-Sakyi, who also got a chance in the Conference League this season. I think the fact that he didn't get a chance from January onwards, where he could have had a loan, and then he's not signed a new deal since, I think the writing's on the wall that he'll probably be sold because he won't sign a new deal. Then we've got Matos, who went on loan to Oxford Town last season. I think the chances of him staying around the first team is very small. I don't think the club will want to keep him around the under-21s. I think he's ready for first team football, and I don't think he'll sign a new deal, so I think the chances of him being sold is very high. And then next we've got Kiano Dyer, who I really like, and I think he's going to have a really good career if he finds the right move. I think the fact that we've got to this point and he's still not signed a new deal, I think the writing's on the wall that he will be sold, and I don't think he'll sign a new deal. We've had players like Rak-Sakyi get a chance in ahead of him, and Reggie Walsh, who also got a chance when he could have had the chance, but they give it to other players. So I think the writing's on the wall and they don't really want to give him game time until he's signed a new deal, and I don't think he's going to sign one. So I think he's going to be sold this summer, which will be a shame because he's a really good player, but I think for his career it's probably the best. And then next we've got Leo Cardoso, who signed from West Brom a few seasons ago. He's been with the under-18s this season. I think the chances of him leaving is really high because I don't think he's going to get a chance here, and I think the chances of him signing a new deal is very low. Next we've got Ronnie Stutter. He went on his first loan last season to Burton Albion. He got one appearance and got injured, and then he came back in January, got record and played for the under-21s. I don't think his chances are going to be here. He could easily sign a new deal and stay around the under-21s, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll be sold, and I think for his career it'll probably be best. And then lastly we've got Dujuan Richards, who we signed a few seasons ago from Jamaica. The back end of last season he got an ACL injury and he was out for all this season, so he's only just coming back from injury, so I think he might stay around the under-21s for the first half of the season, get himself some fitness, and then go out on loan in January. I think the club will probably activate that clause and let him go and have a season out on loan, but we will see. So there we have it for the 5 players that are contracts that are expiring today and the 16 players that are contracts that are expiring in 12 months time. I hope you found this informational. If you did, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section what you do with these 16 players that are contracts are expiring. I want to hear what you think. And that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Signing off. Goodbye.